Welcome to this class. In this class, we're going to continue discussing introductory mathematics. This is the second introductory mathematics class, but I want you to remember that in the last class, we discussed everything about number. Today, we continue with signs. What are signs, students? I want you to know, and I want you to visualize sign as the cement in between each of these blocks. Consider the block as the number, the sign as this cement. And you will notice that if you consider the structure, because every structure begins from down up. Are you getting me? So this cement here belongs to this block here, because sign will come before the number. In this scenario, let us now look at what signs are all about. The first set of signs that we are going to study today is called arithmetic sign. So the two sets of signs are what? Arithmetic sign, which are these, and logical sign, which are these. This is the table for arithmetic sign classification. I want you to follow me step by step. This table has two types of classification: vertical classification and horizontal classification. Let us look at horizontal classification, which is this one first, followed by this one. You will see that this line points to a particular black section, this one and this one. So what do you see here? This is term. So if you look at this, what we have here is what? Term sign. And what is this here is non-term sign. The implication in mathematics is that we have some sign that are term sign, and we have some sign that are non-term sign. Please get this aspect right. The term sign are plus and minus. The term signs are plus and minus. So plus and minus are what? Term signs. What is the implication of this? The implication of this is that when you have term sign leading two numbers together, this is the first number, its own sign is plus. This is the second number, its own sign is what? It's minus. So since each of these numbers have what we call term sign, each number is going to be counted as individual term. So in this expression, we are having two terms. The first term is what? Plus 5. And the second term is what? Minus 2. Let's assume that you have a number like this. You have an expression like this. If you have an expression like this, how many terms is there? How many terms are there? How many terms? This is the first term, you see. This is the second term. You take the number and the sign together. This is the third term. This is the fourth term. So in this expression, minus x plus y plus z minus p, we have 4 terms. The basic principle of mathematics is that whenever we have two terms or we have more than one term, and the first term do not have any sign, the sign in the front of first number is what? Is positive. Please make sure that the second number also carry term sign. That is when this sign will be positive. Let me give you a scenario. Let us say that you have y multiplied by z. Students, how many terms is this? And what is the sign of y? From this expression, you see that there is no plus or minus in between the second number. The factor that will determine is the second number. Are you getting me? Once you look at the second figure and you see that it is neither plus nor minus, please don't count those numbers together as individual term. So this number together is a single term. Are you getting me now? And the sign of this one, if the second number does not carry any term sign, automatically the sign of the first number is multiplication, not division. Sorry, not addition. The sign of the first number in this case is multiplication. Now listen, please. Listen attentively. This number together is a single what? It's a single term, isn't it? And if it is a single term and combined with another number, so automatically this whole number here will be what? Will be positive number. I don't want you to get this one confused. I know it's technical, but I want you to listen. These are the tools you don't know in mathematics that make you do a lot of problem in your a lot of mistakes in your examination. Now, let me position my mic. Sorry. Now, let me erase everything so that you will know what we are talking about in this scenario again. So what we are saying here concerning the issue of term sign is that it is the sign that we use to count individual term. It is what I was telling you that this is first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. Whatever number of term that you have, how are you going to identify it? You will identify it. First of all, you will see a number. That is the first number you see. The first number cannot tell you maybe the next number will be counted as term or not. Not until you see the second number. Let us now see the second number. This is our second number now. Look at the sign of the second number. If there is no sign there, that is multiplication. Are you getting me now? If it is multiplication and division, they are no what? Multiplication and division, they are what? Non-term signs. So do not count this number as individual term. This is not two term. This is one term. But let's assume that what you have here is positive. Yes. The second number have now told us that these two numbers are not actually a single number. They are individual numbers that stand one by one, plus y is a single, is one term, and plus z is another term. So this is the principle behind counting the number of terms in mathematics. Let's assume that you have y divided by z. What you have here is y divided by z. So, in that case, y divided by z, there is no plus and there is no minus. How do you mean that it's a plus or minus? We should have counted that they are individual terms. So, what I'm seeing here is what? Multiplication and division. They are what? Non-term signs. So, these two numbers together, are you getting me? They are single term. What is the sign of y automatically, since the sign of this is not a is a non-term sign, the sign of the first number will be what? Multiplication. Are you getting me? So if the next term, okay, let me say that I have W here. And I have done it with W. You know, the expression is becoming bigger and bigger. I have done W to it. But in this case, W is not a plus or minus sign. I can't see plus or minus. What is here is what? Multiplication. Automatically, everything is still a what? It's still a single term. This one is multiply, this one is divide, this one is also multiply. But if this one is minus, Jesus, what does that imply? What does that imply? It implies that this number is a single term and this number is a single term. So we have first term and we have what? Second term. In that scenario, the sign of these two figure here is going to be positive number. Now, you have seen a situation where they say that 5x is equal to 10. What is x? What is x? You say that divide both sides by 2. Why do you divide both sides by 2? Why do you divide both sides by 2? In this class, we are going to explain the architecture of equation to you. So there, we will tell you how to solve equation. You will see how equation are solved. That equation is just like normal number movement from one side to another. It's no more than that. So we have term sign and we have non-term sign. Term sign are what? Positive and negative. Why non-term sign are what? Multiplication and division. And it has been explained. The vertical classification. You can see the dark section here. We have two types. We have magnifying sign and we have reductive sign. What is the magnifying sign? The magnifying sign are what? Plus and multiplication. That is the reason why in your indices, if you have a raised to power 2 multiplied by multiply by a raised to power 3. What is answer? You will now say that answer is equal to what? A raised to power what? 2 plus 3. What are you doing? You are changing magnifying sign to magnifying sign. And why is this one become positive? Because the number that carries it here, carry positive, carry magnifying sign. So its own self will carry equivalent magnifying sign, which is plus. But let's assume that they want to test your brain. They now give you something like this. I can give you divided by A multiplied by B. Divided by A raised to power 3 multiplied by A raised to power 2. Students, what are you going to do? When we get to algebra, we will explain some things. You will see that you can change this number as what? A divided by A. That is to say, you can say that this number can be written as what? A square divided by what? A raised to power what? A raised to power 3. You change the position of these two numbers. And when you are changing position of a number, you must make sure that you take the number and its own sign. Do you see that? In this case, A have carried divided by, so automatically, this 3 in power form will be equal to what? Negative, because this is reduction sign. Why? Because division and subtraction is reduction sign. So when you have division, you are going to change it to minus. Automatically, we are having A 2 minus 3. This is the purpose of understanding the nature of sign in mathematics. Mathematics is a subject that is structured in a particular pattern. You must know the component of the pattern so that you'll be able to know the structure of that pattern. Here, we have concluded that we have two sets of times sign. We have non-term sign and term sign. We have reductive sign and magnifying sign. Why is this one magnifying? The magnifying sign is because if you combine two numbers with them, the result will be greater than individual number combined. So it has magnified. Are you getting me now? So if you have 2 multiplied by 3, the answer is what? Is 6. So 6 is greater than either of 2 or 3. But look at this guy, subtraction. If you say 2 minus 1, what is answer? Answer is equal to what? Minus 1. So the result will be less than one of the number that is combined or equal. So this number can never be greater than any of the number that is combined. So the result will low. The same thing happened to reductive sign. So today you have known magnifying sign and reductive sign, as well as term sign and non-term sign. Now, we have discussed the horizontal classification of sign. Always remember, each number in an expression has its own sign, isn't it? And the sign will come before the number. Are you getting me now? So here, x is the owner of negative. Here, 5 is the owner of positive. So in an expression, we have number combined. So what we have? So 3 own minus 2 whole plus, this 3 own this plus. So remember that in an expression, every number has its own sign, and sign precedes the number. The sign comes before the number. This is the reason why we call the sign first before the number. So we say that we have term sign. Addition and subtraction, they are what? They are the term sign, because any number combined by them can be counted as individual term. Can be counted as what? As a term. Example for that expression is this. How many times is A? 3 times. So the first number, the sign of the first number is what? Is positive. So the expression above has 3 terms. These are these, and can be asked to be counted in the expression. Remember, whenever plus or minus combine 2 or more numbers, each are counted as individual term. Plus or minus combine number of the same type. Oh, Jesus Christ. Please listen to this aspect. ABP students, I told you you are in a section where you will learn basic principles. Plus or minus combine number of the same type or of the same unit. If the unit is the same, unit conversion must be done. You don't understand the reason why some things are done in mathematics. Whenever you have plus or minus, make sure that that thing is the same. Let me give you an example. Okay, students, help me. I don't know anything anymore. I don't even know anything. You are the one that knows now. Okay? You know more than I do. Now, in this scenario, help me find answer to this. 5 rice plus 3 rice. What's the answer? Answer is equal to what? 8 rice. Can you see that we combine them? Because rice and rice, we are talking about rice. Now, help me combine 5 rice plus 3 beans. What is answer? Help me sharp. I won't answer. You are not talking. 5 rice plus 3 beans. What is answer? Do not do silly thing. Because their unit is not the same, we cannot combine them. But if we can convert rice to beans or beans to rice, then this operation can be done. Are you getting me? So now let's listen to all this and let's see what is in this expression. For example, 2 centimeter plus 5 centimeter, they are the same. Are you getting me? So you collect the like term. The like term is what? Centimeter and centimeter. And you add the number together. Answer is equal to what? 7 centimeter. Oh yeah, help me add. 4 meter minus 2 centimeter. What is answer? Are you going to have answer in meter or centimeter? That is to say, in this expression, it is not necessary to convert meter to centimeter or convert centimeter to meter. Once you do the conversion, then the addition can be done. Are you getting me? Can you now see the reason why we are doing number conversion, unit conversion? There are a lot of unit conversion you are still going to know. And when we get into physics, you will see the basic principle of how number can be converted. You will be able to convert any number with ease. Now, a number subtracted from itself is 0. Is that not it? Like alpha minus alpha is equal to 0. This is the rule of positive and negative sign now. That is, one number is positive and the same number is also negative. You now combine them together. What's the answer? They will neutralize, equal to 0. But if the signs are the same, the whole number will add up. If the signs are also the same, the whole number are add up. You can see that minus minus minus, it is the same. But this one is what? Negative negative. What is the answer? Negative times negative, positive. Multiply by negative, that is negative. Multiply by negative, that is positive. Multiply by negative, that is negative. Multiply by negative, that is negative. But don't forget the principle that said that plus times minus is equal to what? Minus. Minus times plus is equal to what? Minus. Basic principle is that if the sign is not the same and you multiply them together, answer is going to be what? Minus. But if the sign is the same and you multiply together, answer is going to be plus. That's the reason why minus times minus. Minus and minus is the same. Answer is equal to what? Plus. And plus times plus. Answer is equal to what? Plus. Because the sign is the same. So this is the principle that we are using to turn multiple sign into single sign. For example, if somebody wants to stunt your brain, want to rack your brain, minus, 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 plus, minus, 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 minus. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me clean something. Okay. So here, plus 10. What is the answer? You need to reduce all these signs to a single sign because only number can carry only one sign. In order to do that, minus times minus is plus. Is that not it? So these two have given us plus. Plus times minus is equal to what? Minus. This is minus now. Minus times plus is also what? Minus. Minus times minus is equal to what? Plus. Plus times minus is what? Minus. Minus times minus is what? Plus. Plus times plus is equal to what? Plus. So this answer is equal to what? Plus 10. So that is the principle of sign reduction. Let's move on. That is about term sign. What about non-term sign? For non-term sign, we are these. These are signs that combine numbers into single term. Sorry. They combine all number into single term. That is to say, you cannot count them as one term. Look at this one, for example. Look at this. You see that there is no plus or minus. So everything is just what? Single term. Is one term. To count number of term in an expression, mark where you see positive or negative after the first number. Multiplication and division can be used to combine number of any unit. Listen to this place. To combine any number of the combined number of any unit. And unit conversion is not necessary if the unit is not the same. It's not what? It's not the same physical quantity. E.g., 2 seconds multiplied by 4 centimeters. You multiply the number, you multiply the unit. It will now become what? 8 centimeter seconds. Or you can say 8 centimeter, 8 second centimeter, because A multiplied by B is equal to B multiplied by A, no matter the direction. Are you getting me? So the rule of, if you are going to perform an operation in such a way that you want to change a position, you want to change the position of number, you can only do that if the sign is the same, like plus and plus, multiplication and multiplication. Now, you multiply the number, then the unit. Now listen. If the unit is the same physical quantity, conversion must be done. Can you now see the condition at which unit conversion is done when it comes to non-term sign? If it is term sign, conversion must be done if that particular parameter, which is that if their unit is not the same. So you must convert it in order to make it the same when we are talking about plus or minus. But in terms of multiplication now and division, you will do unit conversion if their physical quantity is the same and they are not written in the same unit. Look up. This is seconds, it's talking about time. This is hour, it's talking about time. It is the same physical quantity, but now seconds and time is not the same thing. In order to perform this operation, you need a scenario to convert this hour to seconds or convert seconds to hour. In this case, we have convert hour to seconds. So when you now have that, you have this one to be what? 120 seconds and multiply by what? 3 seconds. So S multiplied by S is equal to what? S squared. Do you see? So if you are multiplying any number, you are going to get the rule now. So you multiply the number and you multiply the units. So everything is equal to what? 360 S squared. Note, a number multiplied by itself, multiplied by itself, multiplied by itself in number of ways. If it is multiplication, that everything carry multiplication. So you are going to have that number and number of number that is in the expression. So we have M in 4 places. So it's going to be what? M raised to power 4. In this case, we have S is 2 places. You are going to have what? S raised to power 2. That is M raised to power number of what? Number of N. Now, let us now discuss the aspect of magnifying sign and reductive sign. That is the vertical classification. We have told ourselves why it's called to magnifying sign, and this is it. You see that 5 combined with 6 is equal to what? 11, it's magnified. 5 times 4 is equal to what? 20, magnify. 1 multiplied by 1 plus 0 is equal to what? Magnify. And here, 1 multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. You can see that it is not less than any of the two number. It's equal to what? Magnifying sign. But reductive sign, look at it. What about? So the answer must be less than one of the number that combine like that. So students, this is where we say bye-bye to the second introductory class in mathematics. We don't bore you with too much unnecessary things so that you can be able to concentrate and understand every single aspect of this subject. Thank you for listening.